Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are talking about Live Twins. They are a deck that has been very good for a while now and has been hovering around Rogue tier since its release of the latest cards, that being the Trouble Sunny and stuff like that. And it's a deck that I have never really covered, and that's because I'm not a big fan of this playstyle. However, they can now play Spright, which I love. I love Spright to death. It's so very fun. I thoroughly enjoy it. So, of course, eventually I had to get to this deck. So, overall, what does this deck end up doing? Well, Ki-sikil gets Lil-la, and Lil-la gets Ki-sikil, and then they go into their vigilante versions, that being the evil twins, that, you know, Ki-sikil and Lil-la, which then allow you to go into other stuff. Ki-sikil, if it's special summoned with Lil-la on the field, it draws a card, and Lil-la, if special summoned with Ki-sikil on the field, pops a card. Pretty simple, but that's overall the game plan. However, with Spright, it is now bolstered by being able to go into things like Gigantic and ending on like IP Masquerena on top of all of that stuff. And just kind of doing the Spright stuff on top of all of that. So now it actually has a very decent playstyle and can do some pretty interesting things. Also, being able to spit out a whole bunch of monsters onto your field can facilitate things like Scythe, but in all honesty, Scythe is just bad right now. The fact that it locks only for a singular turn means that it doesn't really do enough against something like Tyr. So yes, sure, you could lock Tyr out of the extra deck for a turn, and then they just set a SnowiKs and have Havness already on their field, and then they're just like, okay, cool. Anyway, on your following turn, you die. So it's not really good enough. So that's why we're not playing that. It's also just a brick, and you know, you're cutting cards from your extra deck, which is very nice to have. And yeah, so let's quickly do the card by card, starting with the hand traps, which we can play a myriad of because we're playing a lot of engine pieces as well, and a lot of them are like one card starters. So we're playing the triple DD Crow, the triple Maxi, we're playing triple Ash Blossom, the one Nibiru. I know it's crazy, but hear me out. Here's the thing. I want to not die to a hard combo. Meaning if they're just like comboing into Oblivion to like OTK me or something like that, and I have dropped a Maxi, I want them to die to Nibiru. On top of that, I think a Nibiru, along with other hand traps, can do well against Tyr. It's not perfect. Like, yes, it does trigger their cards, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if they're ending on like a myriad of other things on top of, you know, having utilized all of their other cards already, like for example, if they've already used all three of their Tyr names and you go Nibiru and you just wipe their field and all of a sudden they don't have anything, that's fantastic. Now, granted, doing that while them not having Rukalos is nigh impossible, but, for example, you could go Nibiru, chain Imperm, and then all of a sudden that Rukalos isn't doing anything, and their board is now wiped, and they can't really do anything to recover. Like, they get their Rukalos back, but it's like, okay, cool, fantastic. Now I just have to play through that one Rukalos. Also, if they're ending on, like, Baguska or just, like, more mediocre boards, you're able to Nibiru that and stuff like that. But this is more so for things other than Tyr. Then, of course, we have the triple Imperm. As for the rest of the cards, we are playing lots of Live Twins, more so than most people, I believe, are playing. We're playing the 2 Ki-sikil, as well as the 3 Lil-la, and then we're playing 1 Lil-la Treat and 1 Ki-sikil Frost. So these 2 can special summon themselves if the corresponding, or the opposite one of their names is on the field. So if Lil-la is on the field, if Ki-sikil is on the field, Lil-la can special summon itself, and if Lil-la is on the field, Ki-sikil can special summon itself. They're just nice additional summons to have, and normally what you're searching off of Sunny Snitch, which is just a search card. It's just a search card, that's all it is. A lot of times people will also play the secret password. Obviously I don't have it, but in all honesty, I just wouldn't. It's not really worth it for me to play this card. I really don't find it as useful. Like, yes, you can play additional engine pieces. I never really found that I bricked. It was most of the time like, oh, I happened to not see like the out to cockroach. That was the biggest issue. I think playing like Crossout may have been worth it instead of Nibiru. Hard to say, but honestly, doesn't really matter all that much. Then we're playing the standard Spright lineup, the triple blue, the triple jet, the double red, and the 1 carrot, and that's basically it. And then, of course, the double starter. We're also playing 1 Smashers and 1 Gamma Burst. I've talked about this a bunch, but Gamma Burst is so very nice. Being able to just, like, automatically make all of your monsters absolutely insane is so very strong. Sure, it does boost up occasionally other monsters on the field, like for example a Merly or an opponent's elf or other such a link too. Yeah, that's fine. You just punch over it anyway, doesn't really matter, and you're dealing a whole bunch of damage. So there's that. As for the rest of the cards, we are playing the double triple tactics, the double called by, and I believe that is it. Moving on to the extra deck, we're playing 1 Onebimaru, 2 Gigantic Spright, and 1 Zeus. That's it for the Xyz. To be fair, Onebimaru is very nice. It also happens to be a Fiend, so if you do happen to be Fiend locked due to the Live Twins, or I should say these Live Twins, then you're still able to go into Onebimaru, which is very nice. Then, of course, we were playing the 1 IP Masquerena. We're playing 2 apiece of the Ki-sikil as well as the Lil-la. It comes up occasionally that you want both, or 2 of both of them, so that you could potentially, like, special summon the Lil-la back to pop a card, or special summon the Ki-sikil to draw a card. But you could cut one of the Lil-la. Next up, we have the double elf. We're also playing a 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Also happens to be a Fiend, something you can still go into under the lock of the Evil Twins. We're also playing Griffin for a similar reason, and also because it's funny. And then, of course, we're playing the Avermax and the Underworld Goddess. So let's hop into the duels and show you how this deck performs. Alright, so here we are going first, and this is basically just Spright, but a slightly different. So we're going to go for the Sunny Snitch here, and we're going to grab ourselves the Lil-la. We're going to activate the effect of the Lil-la, which will promptly get ashed. And I'm like, A-okay, that's totally fine. We're going to go red into blue. Blue, grab Jet. Jet, special summon. Grab up the starter. And then we're going to Xyz into the Gigantic here. We're going to go for the Gigantic here, and we're going to special summon out the Ki-sikil. We will then link off into the Elf. Elf will then bring back the Lil-la, and then we can go and link off into the Evil Twin stuff. We're going to start with the Ki-sikil, because you want to start with the monster that you want to utilize the effect of. So here we want to draw a card, so we're starting with the Ki-sikil and then bringing back the Lil-la in order to go into the Lil-la, which will then bring back the Ki-sikil from the grave, which will then draw as a card. So here you will see that here. So we're going to go for the Lil-la, activate the effect of the Ki-sikil in order to draw a card, and we draw into blue, which is very funny. And then we're going to do link off once again into the Ki-sikil so that we have the ability to, on the opponent's turn, also special summon it back the Lil-la to then pop a card. We are then going to go for the Spright starter to special summon carrots, and this is looking pretty good. We have access to a pop with the Ki-sikil. We have a monster negate, we have a spell negate, or spell trap negate, and we have Ash Blossom, as well as we have access to Elf to potentially bring back something like a blue if we so need to, in case they go for like an evenly matched or something like that. And it's Duelist B! Oh my goodness! So out comes the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Of course, they're going to go for the Melody of the Awakening Dragon, to the which I will promptly negate with the Ash Blossom. I haven't used a single negate here, but out comes the Effect Veiler, but that's okay. We're just going to go for the Evil Twin Ki-sikil to pop their White Dragon, or Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then they will go for Nightmare Phoenix, which is so very funny. They're going to proceed to the battle phase. We're just going to special summon the blue, grab up the Jet, and at that point they concede, realizing the game is well ended. Yeah, the game's over. But yeah, that at least shows you the combo and how the deck is supposed to work. All right, here we are going second, because I mean, you gotta know how we do going second. I promise this isn't Blue Eyes, but let's see what we can do. So we're gonna start off with the Sunny Snitch. I'm imagining having to deal with a lot of hand traps. That's fine. They're gonna go Ash. I'm gonna like, that's A-okay. Give me that hand. And then my opponent will go, I'm gonna activate Maxi. I don't want you ripping that out of my hand. And I go, called by. It's fine. So lots of hand traps, lots of interaction from my opponent. And hold the phone. What is this? Why are we? What is happening? What is going on? Why is Galaxy Cyclone in your deck? What's happening? What's happening? Why is this in your deck? well, I'm gonna shuffle it back, and let's see what we can do here. We're gonna go for the Ki-sikil here. We're gonna activate the effect of the Ki-sikil, just bring back the Frost. Then we can go for the Lil-la. We can activate the effect of the Lil-la in order to bring back the Ki-sikil. Ki-sikil will draw us a card. I kind of did this wrong. I kind of wanted to pop a card, but it's fine. Anyway, we're gonna go for the Jet. Jet grab starter. Starter grab blue. Blue grab carrot. Carrot special summon and proceed to battle. I didn't quite have lethal. I could have grabbed Gamma Burst and probably could have had lethal, but I was like, I really want carrots, so I'm going to grab access to carrots, and then we can link off it into the Ki-sikil. I'm also like, well, they don't really have anything, it's fine, we'll be fine. And then they flip up Scream, and I go, what the? This was tier all along? And then they go into normal summon C Mare. First of all, why are we playing this card? Second of all, Omega Lol, I have Infip, which means even if you did get access to a tier, your Scream is still offline, and so it doesn't matter. We're going to pop their monster anyway, and then they're just going to pass and concede. Very funny that this was ultimately tier, but that's what you get for playing bad cards in tier. Just don't play bad cards in tier. Why are we playing Galaxy Cyclone? I had to show you that one because it was unbelievably funny. Alright, here we are once again going second, and not the greatest going second hand, but we did draw Infip, we should be fine, and my opponent reveals that they are on a deck that a single Infip absolutely kills. So they're going to Pendulum Summon, and hey, is that Electromite? Hey, is that Imperm? Yeah, that turns off their entire deck. Cool. They're going to sat one and pass. I know exactly what that card is, and I know what you're saying. That could be a million things. What are you talking about? No, that is Time Pendulum Graph. I know it for a fact. Obviously, this is a replay. But even in game, I was like, that is Time Pendulum Graph. In no world is that Imperm. In no world is that called by. That is Time Pendulum Graph 100% of the time. So, yeah, there you go. We're going to draw into the Carrot, which is fantastic. We're going to grab up the Lil-la. We're going to activate the effect of the Lil-la. And... okay. Do I take the challenge, or do I pass? Now, here's the thing. If that's something like Imperm, or Called By, or something like that, I'm not going to take the challenge. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm just going to end. I have Carrot in hand. I'll just special summon that. Or like, I can special summon the red here off of the Spright starter. Like, that's the play, right? But I know that that's Time Pendulum Graph, so I'm like, all right. First of all, we're going to special summon the red. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna kill you. I'm just gonna OTK. We're gonna grab the Gamma Burst. We're just gonna clean this up. It'll be simple. It'll be clean. It'll be fun. We're gonna go for the Lil-la, and then I realize I have done a goof because immediately I banish the Frost, which is not what I'm supposed to do, but I draw into starter, which is very funny. And hey, guess what? We actually special summoned red off of the previous effect, which was starter, so now we can special summon red again. Hilarious. We're gonna go for the gigantic Spright, and now I have a panic attack because this card is absolutely horribly worded. You just have to know that this works. If this effect did not destroy 2 cards, you can send a card on the field to the graveyard. Now, I, in my brain, am like, okay, does that mean if I negate its effect, it sends a card because it didn't destroy 2 cards? And then someone in chat was just like, no, you could just negate it and it won't work. And I was like, okay, cool. I was hoping that was the case. That should be the case, but it's something you just kind of have to know. And I panicked there for a second. So I do end up negating it with the Carrot. And fantastic. I was also absolutely 100% right. There was Time Pendulum Graph. So we're going to go for the Ki-sikil here in order to go into the Lil-la, in order to go and special summon back the monster because we didn't actually end up activating the effect of the Lil-la, which then draws this card. They're going to ash that. I'm like, that's hilarious. Anyway, battle phase. We're going to go to battle phase. We're going to boost all of our monsters here and punch in for barely over lethal through Max C because Pendulum do not play hand traps. They just don't. They just can't. It's not allowed. So there you go. Cool. Very fun, very interesting game, wouldn't you say? Alright, we're back with the deck, and in all honesty, this deck is less high roll than some other versions of the build. However, because of that, it also has a lower ceiling. Sometimes you just get absolutely stopped by a singular hand trap, and you do not play very well into Maxi. There isn't like a play that you can make into a Maxi that does very well. You're just kind of like, okay, well, I have a whole bunch of hand traps. Maybe this is enough. Let's hope. So there's that. But on top of that, a lot of this stuff that you can do isn't all that great in comparison to standard Spright build shenanigans. Sure, you can go into like the scythe stuff, and like, you know, scythe lock your opponent. But again, that's very high roll. If you're able to pull it off, it's fine, but there are a lot of ways for people to deal with that. For example, Imperm deals with it, Called By deals with it, DD Crow deals with it, etc., right? And so you just don't really have as much interaction or as much safety as some of the other builds of Tri-Brigade do have. However, this is still like the second most popular build for Spright, even though it's like the worst. The worst of the Spright variants. And that's because of waifus. Not these ones. These ones. And to be fair, I don't agree with you. These are not great waifus. They're pretty mid, I'm not gonna lie. You could have significantly better waifus. Have you seen Gigantic? Look at him. Look at him go. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.